Hello, my name is Serena McKinney, and I'm going to be going over Padlet with you today. So the first thing we're going to do is go to Padlet.com, Padlet.com. Now, if you're familiar with Wallwisher, which is what this used to be called, it's the same. It's just got a new interface and kind of a little bit of an upgrade, so it's a lot better. We're first going to go and log in. And if you don't have an account, you can create an account really easily with your email, or you can log in with your Google account. This is what I actually use, and I find that it's really helpful because then it's linked to my Google Drive. So I'm going to create it through Google, and then I'm going to, it'll ask you to log in. I was already logged in, and I want to allow access to my Google Drive so that Padlet and Google Drive can work together. So once I allow access, it'll reroute me, and it's already created an account. So now it'll take you back to the home page, and you have these options up here. Create a wall, manage your account, look at previous walls you've created, or log out. I'm going to build a wall, and you can also use this big yellow reminder here, build a wall. Now before we go into that, I just want to show you a couple of other great things. Couple of helpful tools here, why Padlet, and some ideas. You can click here and go into that. Or also gallery. You can actually search for what other people have made and created and kind of get some inspiration and some great ideas. There are a lot of teachers out there making some great Padlets, and I would encourage you to look for them. So if I go to build a wall, I now have this blank space, and I have my options over here on this toolbar to the right. So you have two choices. You can just use a completely blank wall, and you can just double click anywhere and start posting whatever you'd like. Basically what this is it's like an interactive, collaborative online version of what we're used to writing on sticky notes, sticking it up on a wall during a discussion, or during something like a gallery walk where everyone can kind of give their opinion. And this is kind of a newer, more efficient way, in my opinion, of doing that same thing. So I'm actually going to spruce this up a little bit. So let's go to Modify Wall. And if you hover over, or if you hover the mouse over any of these options on the right here, it will actually tell you what they are, and you can kind of go through and look at those. So to modify this wall, to not make it so blank, we have a couple of steps. The steps now here show on the right in yellow. First thing you want to do is create your title, and also give the purpose to the wall. So let's just start here with a little happy face. You can also upload your own picture to go with the template. I'm just going to put sample wall and a description, type your name and favorite color. Okay. Ideally in the description you would put the purpose of the wall. Maybe you'd have a prompt, or maybe even a math problem, or maybe open-ended question, or maybe you want to give feedback on how people are doing in terms of progress, and you could do that here. So like I said, this is where you want to kind of type the purpose. Once you're done here, you're going to go down to the next step, which is wallpaper. So now we're going to choose the backdrop of it. Now the great thing about this is it allows just kind of a brightness of color, and you can also add your own background. So if there's something specific that you wanted to put in the background, then you could definitely do that. Let's just go with the clouds for now. You see, you can get a lot of options, so that's really great. It automatically saves your changes as you're working through your wall, so that's really great. So even if I closed out of this accidentally, I could go back in, log in, and I would see my walls from my home page. So if I went to the home page right now and went to your walls, I would see it there. So let's go find it. There it is. Okay, so now we're going to continue to edit this wall. We've already done the wallpaper. That was the clouds, and now we're going to choose layout. Now this is important because you have two options, freeform and stream. With freeform, it is any post kind of gets put up whenever, wherever, as people post. Now the great thing about this is if you have a small group of people, maybe under 20, it's really easy because it'll kind of auto-populate all over, and it'll look really interesting and neat. And then you can actually take them and sort them out. This would also be a really great thing if someone was using this for a seating chart, for example, where you wanted to actually manipulate the text boxes wherever you wanted them to go, or maybe even something like an answer and then sort activity where you wanted to sort out things, maybe the columns or shapes or whatnot. Stream, however, is really good if you just want kind of that wall of a forum conversation where you see in the order it was posted and they're all kind of stuck in a single column. I'm just going to do freeform for now just to show you. Now you can turn privacy on. You can have it be private, password protected. It automatically defaults to hidden link. So the great part about this is it won't be searchable with any search engine. However, it's accessible with whomever has the link, and then you can set it to anyone who can view, can write, or can moderate. At this point, you probably wouldn't want someone else to moderate unless you were doing it with another teacher, maybe team teaching someone. It will default to can write, so that whoever has the link can access it and then write it onto the wall. And then you don't need to add people by email. And you can moderate the post. Now, I would check this box if I were doing this in my class, but maybe not necessarily if I was doing this with a group of adults, just because there would be obviously the assumption of professionalism there. But with moderating posts for students, that allows me to say, yes, I want this to be posted, or no, I don't want this to be posted before it actually happens. So I'm going to hit submit. Now that I've chosen, my changes are saved. And now I can click on the notifications. Now, I don't want to get 400 emails with all the posts. So I want one email where it's all compartmentalized into one clear email of who's posted what, and I can choose as the moderator what to post. Finally, we're almost done here. The address. Now, you have a couple choices. They give you an automatic address here. If you want to choose your own address because you want it to be specific to what your purpose is, you can click on here and type in something at the end of the URL, and then it will tell you if it's available or not and if you can choose that one. I'm just going to go ahead and use this current address as an example. So now if I wanted to share this, this would be the one I could post onto my Edmodo or email out if I wanted to share it with anyone. Okay? And so I'm going to click on that. And that'll take me, you'll see it's the same one up here. If you want to delete the wall for any reason, you have that option right here. Okay, so now I'm actually going to get out of modifying the wall because I'm finished. I'm going to close the little gear here by clicking on it once. And in order to click onto the wall, I now double click anywhere I want, and it gives me a text box. Now within the text box I have a couple of options. I can put my name in it at the top. And now I can write something. So my favorite color is gray. Okay. Now I also have a couple of other options. I can add images, videos, slideshows, documents, anything I want to by clicking here and either pasting the URL of the image or the document or PDF or whatever and clicking add, and then it'll load right below it and it'll have like a little icon of it. Or I can actually upload a file just by dragging and dropping it straight from my computer right into this dotted area, and it will actually upload, so a Word document or a PDF or a presentation. Or I can actually take a photo from webcam, and this is great because the interface on this is so clean that it looks exactly the same on an iPad. So you could actually take a picture with the iPad if you were doing it at that moment and upload it immediately. So it's really great. You also have the option up here just to delete the post. Now if I click out of there, you'll see now if I hover back over it, I have some options to edit it and to delete it. I also can grab it and move it anywhere I want. So this is how it's different from freeform. If I didn't like this and I wanted to modify the wall, I would go click the cog, layout, stream, and now you'll see how different that makes the wall look. So now instead of having this movable, I can still move it up and down, but I can't move it side to side. It's stuck in the column that it stays in. Okay, now that you're finished with the wall, you want to be able to share it, and the best way to do that is to click on the Share Export button right here in your toolbar. When you click on that, you get some options. You can share it directly to any of these social media sites or through your Gmail, or you can export a completed version. For example, if you wanted to print out what your students or colleagues had presented to each other and collaborated upon, you could print it out as a PDF or as an Excel document depending on what kind of setup you had. And you can also print it directly and email it directly through Padlet. You can embed it into your website or blog, or you can just get the link from here. You can also use a QR code, and you can actually copy and print this out and have it be accessible to anywhere in your classroom if you want it to be either accessible to parents or students, maybe like something on Open House where they could scan it and see what their kids kind of came up with, or maybe you get feedback from parents that way, scan it and they comment on a question that you have. So that is Padlet, and I hope that you enjoy it. I encourage you to look at some of the links that I've provided with some other ideas and maybe come up with your own. Get inspired. Thanks so much.